What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can automatically scrape leads from Google Maps, create a personalized lead magnet, and send them the lead magnet via a personalized outreach campaign by creating a simple automation using make.com. So let's get started. Scrape leads from Google Maps. I'm going to use this tool called Appify. Appify is an incredible tool that you can use to scrape any website and automate your project. So go ahead and create an account on Appify, and after creating an account on Appify, head over to Appify Store. On Appify Store, we're going to search for the website that we like to scrape. In our case, we like to scrape Google Maps. So I'll search for Google Maps and then click on search. You can see we have 94 tools that we can use to scrape Google Maps. I'm going to use the first tool right here. So I'll open this tool on a new tab. So this is the tool that we're going to use to scrape leads from Google Maps. Here we're going to add the search term of the lead that we like to scrape. For example, we can add SEO agencies, digital marketing agencies, real estate accountants, and so on and so forth. You can choose to also add the location right here and the number of places you like to scrape. You can choose the language over here, come and add search filters over here. You can also add details of the place that you like to scrape. Instead of adding a search term over here, you can also add a Google Maps URL and scrape leads from Google Maps via a URL. You can also scrape places without search term over here. But since we would like to scrape leads via a search term, I'm going to add the search term over here, location, and the number of places I would like to scrape. And now to scrape SEO agencies in New York, I'll click on Start. You can see that our tool is running over here, starting the crawler, and it's getting our data. Let's give it some few seconds for it to scrape our leads. You can see so far it has scraped 8 digital market SEO agencies in New York over here. You can see it was a success, so it succeeded in scraping 10 SEO agencies in New York. So here we're getting the name of the agency. Here we're also getting the street name, city, state, country, their website, phone number, their category name, and the Google Maps URL of these agencies. So to automate scraping Google Maps leads using Appify, we can create a simple automation in Make. I've created a scenario that I've renamed to Google Maps Leads Scraper Outreach. Yeah, since we're scraping leads from Appify, I'm going to search for Appify, and then on Appify, I'm going to search for the Run and After module. Yeah, you'll need to create a connection between your Appify account and Make by clicking on Add, and then here on the connection type, choose Appify with the recommended type. Here, rename your connection, then click on Save right here. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you like to connect and Make, and then your connection will be created. Since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close this and choose my connection right here. Here, I'm going to choose our tool, which is this tool right here. To verify if this is our tool, you can go back to our tool right here, click on it. You can see created by Compass. The next thing we're going to do here, we're going to choose to run synchronously, and here we'll input our JSON. To get our JSON in our tool, which says manual in JSON, click on JSON, then here we'll copy our JSON here. So copy it. Before we paste it right here, we'll need to format our JSON. I'm going to use this JSON formatter tool to format our JSON. So here I'll paste our JSON and then click on process to format our JSON. Our JSON was formatted. So I'll copy it, and then now we can paste our JSON here. So here you can see we're scraping SEO agencies in New York, and we'd like to scrape 10 SEO agencies. So here I'm going to leave everything as is in this module, and then we can rename this to Google Maps Scraper. And then click on OK. Now after we've scraped our leads, we're going to get our leads using the Get Dataset Item module. So click on it. And then for the dataset ID, we're going to add our default dataset ID right here. You can choose to increase the limit depending on the number of leads that you like to scrape. Format, I'm going to leave it as JSON, and then click on Save. Here, I'm going to rename this to Get Scraped Data. And then click on OK. And now to scrape our leads, this time around using our automation, I'm going to run our automation right here. See that automation ran successfully. It succeeded in scraping leads from Google Maps. Here you can see we scraped a total of 10 SEO agencies in New York right here. You can see there's a total of 10 agencies. And here we're getting the title, the agency, category, the address, the website, phone number, and all this other information right here, the agency. We're getting all this information for each of our agencies that we just scraped over here, which is nice. The next thing we're going to do is, since we would like to send these leads an outreach campaign, we're going to find their email addresses. So one of the piece of information that we're getting after we scraped the leads from Google Maps, we're getting their websites right here. We can scrape their website and try to find if they have an email address that they've added in their website. So to scrape their website, here I'll add another module and search for the HTTP request module. And then here I'm going to make a request. Here I'm going to add the URL, which is going to be their website. So with the body type, I'm going to choose raw. Content type, I'm going to choose JSON stroke application. And then here I'm going to click on save. So here I'll rename this to website scraper. And then click on OK. Here we like to set up a filter. You can label it as website exists. And here we can say that the website should exist. And click on save. So if they have a website, we're going to scrape it. So now to scrape their website, we can run automation again. So here you can see that our automation ran successfully. Here I had to scrape at least 7 SEO agencies in New York because of time. And you can see out of the 7 leads that we scraped right here, only 6 had their website. And here you can see we scraped their websites right here. So this is for the first website. And click on data. You can see this long string over here, the website. It's a very long string. And we did that for the 6 websites that we just scraped over here. Very long string. You can see the file size is almost 200,000. With their website data, since this is a very long string and we cannot be able to understand this long data over here, we can choose to convert these into text. First of all, on this module, you may experience some delays since some companies' websites are very huge, massive. So to do that here, you can choose to add an error handler, choose to ignore over here. And now here, you can now go ahead and convert our HTML into text. So I'll search for text parser, click on text parser, and then click on HTML to text. And here we're going to add our data over here, and then click on save. Now, to convert our HTML to text, here, you can choose to copy our dataset ID right here, and choose to hard code it over here. Click on save. And now here we can unlink this first, and then choose to run our automation from the get dataset data module. So now to convert our HTML into text, I'll run automation, and then choose run anyway over here. You can see it ran successfully. Here we converted the long HTML that we scraped over here into readable text that we can be able to understand. So here you can see we are getting the text that we can be able to understand. You can also see the links over here for this website called Hosio SEO, which is awesome. We are doing the same for the rest of the websites that we scraped. From the scraped data that we converted to text, we can try and find email addresses if they've added an email address in their website. So we can send them an outreach campaign. So to do that, we can search for text parser again, then click on merge pattern module. I'll rename this module to find email address, and then click on OK. Now in this module, I'm going to write a regular expression to match a pattern of an email. Then here, we're going to add the website data that we converted from HTML to text right here. So from this long data over here, we've written a regular expression, this module right here, that's going to match the pattern of an email. And then if we find an email address that matches our pattern over here, we're going to classify that as an email. So we can try and see if we're going to find an email address from this website data. So to do that, I'll run automation again. You can choose to run anyway. So here you can see we matched a pattern of an email. So for this one, you can see we matched an email pattern right here, sales@unseo.com. Here's another email that we matched right here, which is awesome. Here's another email that we matched right here, and another email that we matched over here, which is awesome. Our module is working perfectly. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write a personalized first line for our leads. Now, since we have the website data right here, we can try and write a personalized first line for them using AI. Here you can use any AI tool. I'm going to choose to use Gemini. So I'm going to search for Gemini and click on create a completion module. Like we did with other modules, you'll also need to create a connection between your Gemini account and Make by clicking on add. And then here rename your connection, and then add your API key right here. To get your API key, just open this link on a new tab, and then create your API key, and then come and add it right here. And after adding your API key, click on save to create your connection. Since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close over here and choose our model. Here I'm going to choose Gemini 2.5 Flash. Here I'm going to add an item, choose the role of the model, and then here I'm going to choose message type as text and add our prompt for the system role. Now, the prompt for the model role could be in the lines of you're an intelligent writing assistant. Then here I'm going to add an item. For the role, I'm going to choose somewhere I'm going to choose a user role. Then I'm going to add an item. Message type, I'm going to choose text. Then add the prompt for the user role right here. The prompt for the user role could be in the lines of generate a personalized, intriguing, and captivating first line for a cold email based on the lead's website data saved from Google Maps. And here we're going to add the website. The website, we're going to get it from the module right here, which is the get data set item module. The first line should be engaging, relevant, and complementary, designed to hook the lead into reading further without being pushy or salesy. And here we're adding a couple of rules for the AI to follow. We're telling it output only the first line with no explanation or additional text. Do not include suggestions or placeholders like mention a specific property, type, or service in the output. The output should be a fully written, personalized first line based on the website content, and do not include quotation marks around the first line. So these are a couple of rules that we are outlining for the AI to follow. Right here. Then here I'm going to click on save. Here we can rename this module to generate first lines. And then I'm going to click on OK. Now to generate a personalized first line for our leads. Also here we can set up a filter and label this as email exists. So if we have the email address right here, it's gonna be the first one. So when you click over here, you can see the first dollar sign is the one with the email. So here you can see that the email should exist. And then click on save. So that we're now generating only personalized first lines for the leads with an email address. So now to generate the first line, I'm going to run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully. So here you can see we got 4 leads with the email addresses, and those are the leads that we've generated a personalized first line for. So let us check some of the personalized first line that our AI generated for us. The first one is how you've structured your SEO package caught my eye. It's a very personalized line. I love it. The other one is intrigued by your sharp focus on achieving high organic visibility, specifically for multi-family properties. It's a very personalized first line, specific for this lead. Another line we generated is your dedication to crafting personalized dream spaces, beautifully blended form and function immediately caught my attention. Very personalized first line. I love it. Your team's expertise in navigating the unique challenges of NYC local search visibility is truly notable. Very personalized first line, which is awesome. So now that we're generating a personalized first line, we can go ahead and start and generate a lead magnet. So these leads, they don't know who we are. So we can try and generate a lead magnet that we're going to send them as a link, expanding more on how we can help them. To generate a lead magnet, we're going to start by extracting the data of our website. So here, I'm going to use Gemini, but before we do that, we can sleep for a few seconds. Since we're going to use the same module, we can delay for, let's say, 5 seconds. Now here, I'm going to use Gemini. I'm going to click on Gemini, then click on create a completion. Here I'm going to rename this to extract website data. And then click on OK. And then here, I'm going to start our model. We can use a 2.5 Flash. Then here I'm going to add an item. For the role, I'm going to choose the model role. Add an item. Message, I'm going to choose text and add the prompt for the model role over here. The prompt for the model role could be in the lines of you're a helpful and intelligent data extract assistant. I'm going to add an item. Then I'm going to choose the role of the user. Then add an item. For the message, I'm going to choose text and add the prompt for the user role over here. Prompt for the user role could be in the lines of you've been provided with a block of unstructured information related to a person's website. Your job is to analyze the raw data and extract meaningful insights from it. use the information to generate a website data section with a compelling and detailed breakdown, at least 2 paragraphs long. And here we are adding a couple of guidelines or rules for the AI to follow. The first rule that we are telling the AI is to be thorough and descriptive in the website data section, go beyond surface level points, list 3 unique and thought-provoking angles or topics we could explore further in a future article. And number 3, format all new lines characters with \n in your output. And then here we can add the website data. So for the role, I'm going to use the user role. And then here I'm going to choose the message type as text. And here I'm going to add the website data. Here I'm going to add the website scrape data, which will be this data right here. And then click on save. Now, after we've extracted the website data, we can go ahead and generate a lead magnet or a newsletter, which you can use as a lead magnet. So like we did previously, we're going to use Gemini, but so here on tools, I'm going to click on the slip module and we can delay for let's say 10 seconds. And then click on save. Now here we can generate, I'll duplicate this. So I'll clone it right here. I'll rename this to generate newsletter and then click on OK. For the model, we're going to use Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview model, the latest model that we're using currently. The prompt for the model role could be on the lines of, you're a helpful and intelligent newsletter writing assistant. Prompt for the user role could be on the lines of, your task is to take as input information about a website and generate a customized, polished newsletter that I will use as a lead magnet to sell them on stuff. The tone should be fun, professional, and conversational, designed to educate, entertain, and earn trust. And here we're adding a couple of rules for the AI to follow. We're telling the AI to begin the newsletter with a single engaging sentence that is relevant, complementary, and personalized based on the content provided. After the first line, continue with 2+ paragraphs of informative, engaging content. The writing should highlight key value points from the website while keeping the tone fresh and easy to read. Use metaphors, storytelling, or real-world examples where appropriate. So we're telling the AI to include 3 unique, interesting takeaways that could be expanded into future content or mini articles. It should be thought-provoking and directly tied to the website's niche or audience. For the formatting, we're telling the AI to return all new lines and characters as \n. Keep paragraphs short and readable. Use bullet points or emojis to enhance flow and tone we are feeling. Then we're adding our website data over here as a prompt for the user role. So this website data is the one that we extracted over here. Then here I'm going to click on save. To extract our website data and generate a newsletter for our leads, to use that newsletter as a lead magnet, we can run automation. So to do that, I'll click on run once to run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here, generated first lines for each of our lead over here, which is awesome. You can see the incredible first lines that it generated for us. Then we extracted the website data using this module over here. You can see the result over here. You can see we're generating the website data over here and potential article angles, which is awesome. So we're doing that for each and every single leads website that we scraped over here. You can see the results over here. We're getting the website data and the potential article angles. And then we're using the website data to generate a newsletter. So here, and click on result, you can see the incredible newsletter that we generated for each and every single lead. So this one is for an SEO's newsletter. This one is for another SEO company in New York. There's another one. So this is an SEO agency specializing in law firms. It's an incredible newsletter that we generated for them over here. And this is the last newsletter that we generated for an SEO agency in New York over here. So it's an incredible newsletter that we can use as a lead magnet and send to our prospects via an outreach campaign. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to add the newsletter into a Google Docs file. So I'll search for Google Docs. And then here I'm going to click on create a document. Like we did previously, you also need to create a connection between your Google Docs account and Make by clicking on add. Rename your connection right here and click on sign in with your Google account. It might ask you to add your client ID, and from your Google API, add your client ID. For the name, here we can add our client's company name. You can say this is Hosian's lead magnet. Then for the content, you can add now the newsletter that we generated using our module over here. I'm going to choose a folder location for a newsletter. Then here I'm going to rename this to lead magnet. Then click on OK. And after we've generated our lead magnet, we can add our leads with their email address, with their first line, their lead magnet to a spreadsheet. On Google Sheet, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to Google Maps Scrape Leads. And here on this spreadsheet, a sheet that I've renamed to Scrape Data. In the sheet, we're going to add our client's website, business name, phone number, email, first line, lead magnet link, and the search page URL over here. So to add our leads to this spreadsheet, here, I'm going to search for Google Sheet. Then here I'm going to click on Add a Row module. You'll also need to create a connection between your Google Sheet and Make by clicking on Add, then renaming a connection and click on Sign in with Google. And after creating your connection, here find your spreadsheet. I'm going to choose our spreadsheet. Then our sheet name could be the Scrape Data. Here our table contains headers. Here we're going to add values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data that we got from automation over here. So for the website, we're going to add the website right here. For the business name, we're going to add the business title over here. Phone number, we're going to add the unformatted phone number. Email, we're going to add the email address. Should be this value right here. First line will be the results that we got after generating the first line using our AI module. Then for the lead magnet link, will be this web view link we're going to generate over here. For the search page URL, we'll add the URL over here. Then click on OK. Then here I'm going to rename this to leads data. And then click on OK. And now to add our email addresses, the first line, and the lead magnet link to a spreadsheet over here, I'm going to run automation again. Automation ran successfully. You can see we generated 4 lead magnets over here for every single lead that we scraped on Google Maps over here. Then we went ahead and added the lead magnets to a Google Docs file. Then we added the leads with their data and the lead magnets document link to our spreadsheet. Now, in our spreadsheet, you can see we added our leads data over here. So we added their website, business name, phone number, the email address, personalized first line that we generated using Gemini over here, the lead magnets link, and the search page URL over here. So now we can open these lead magnets in a new tab over here. And now here you can see the lead magnets that we generated using automation page of our lead. So this was for an SEO agency in Brooklyn, New York. And this was a lead magnet for high-rise SEO. This is another one for I Design Yours agency. And this is the last lead magnet that we generated for an SEO agency in New York. So we generated the 4 lead magnets using our automation over here. I added the lead magnets to a spreadsheet over here. So now with the email address, the personalized first line, and the lead magnet, we can go ahead and send an outreach campaign to our leads. I'm going to use this tool called Lemlist to send outreach campaigns. So here, I'm going to search for Lemlist. Then click on Lemlist and then click on Add Lead in a Campaign. Like we did previously, here you'll also need to create a connection between your Make account and Lemlist by clicking on Add, then rename your connection, and then from Lemlist add your API key right here. And then click on Save to create your connection. To get your API key, on Lemlist, click on Integration, then click on Generate to generate a new API key. Here, give it a name, for example, test, and then click on Create Key, then copy it. And then on Make, click on Add. Here, give your connection a name, then add your API key right here, and then click on Save. On list, I've created a campaign that I've renamed to Danny's campaign. And here are the two emails that we're going to send to our leads. Here's the first email, is on the lines of hi name. I'm a big believer in giving value before asking for anything. So I put together something you might find generally helpful. It's a quick, fun newsletter that breaks down how AI is quietly reshaping the way businesses operate, not in a techy, overwhelming way, but in a way that actually makes life easier. And here we're going to add the link to our lead magnet. And then we're going to conclude the email by saying whether you're curious, skeptical, or somewhere in between, I think this will give you a few oh wow moments. Give it a read, and if it sparks an idea, I'd love to hear what stood out most. Let's make busy optional. You can add my name right here. So that's the first email. Then we're going to wait 1 day to send a follow-up email on the lines of hi first name, just checking in to get a chance to skim through the AI newsletter I sent over. I'd love to hear what jumped out at you, whether it sparked a new idea, confirmed something you've been thinking, or just made you go, interesting. I'm always looking to share things that are actually useful, not just noise. If there's something you'd want to dive deeper into next time, just hit the reply and let me know. In the meantime, here's a little reminder in case you missed, and then here we're going to add the link. Talk soon, Dennis. So these are the two emails that we're going to send to our leads. Then on the lead list, here's where we're going to add our leads. So on make, here we're going to choose our campaign, choose this campaign right here. Email, we're going to grab the email from our find address module over here. We don't have the first and last name over here, but if we did, we'll add the values over here. Company name, here we're going to add the company name right here. Job title, LinkedIn, picture, phone, can add the phone number. The unformatted phone number. For the company domain, we can add their website right here. Icebreaker, we're going to add the first line over here. You can also add custom fields. You can say lead magnets. And then provide the value right here of the document, which will be this link over here. And then I'm going to leave everything as is and then click on OK. Here, I will name this module to add lead to learn list. And then click on OK over here. Now the last thing I'm going to do is here, I'm going to connect it back. And then yeah, instead of hard coding our dataset ID, we're going to grab our dataset ID from our run and after module. Should be the default dataset ID right here. And then I'm going to click on save. Yeah, I can see we're hard coding our search term. If you're interested in scraping leads, but you don't want to hard code, you don't want to have to keep on hard coding the search term right here, we can create another sheet in our spreadsheet that we're going to add the search terms. So in our spreadsheet, I've created another sheet that I've renamed to search terms. And here's where we're going to add our search terms: real estate agencies, CEO agencies, law firms, accounting firms, and digital marketing agencies. So now here's where we're going to add our search term. And now instead of hard coding our search term over here, I'm going to search for Google Sheets. Then here I'm going to click on watch new raw module. This is going to be our trigger over here. So I'll connect it right here. And then here, I'm going to choose my connection, choose our spreadsheet, which is this sheet, which is the spreadsheet. Our sheet name, I'm going to choose the search term now. Table contains headers. I'm going to limit it to 1. I'm going to limit it to 1 and click on save. You can see it's asking me to choose where to start. So I like to start, can start from a specific ID or choose manually. I'm going to choose manually. And here I'm going to choose the CEO agencies and then click on save. And now here, I can rename this to search terms. Now click on OK. Now when we run this module, you can see we're getting our search term right here. So now on this module, instead of hard coding our search term, we're going to grab our search term from our spreadsheet over here. You can also add more columns like location to our spreadsheet, the maximum number of search, and choose to update the spreadsheet. And then from our spreadsheet, map the location and the search and the number of searches over here. And then all you have to do is just choose where to start, choose manually. Now here you can choose the search term that you'd like to scrape and then click on save. Now to scrape our leads, get their emails, write personalized first lines, generate a lead magnet using AI, and then add the leads with their emails, first line, lead magnet to our campaign on Lemlist. We're going to run our automation. So here, I'm going to click on run once. Automation ran successfully. Here we scraped SEO agencies and we got the leads over here. We got a total of 7 leads. Then we scraped their websites, we found their emails, and out of the 7 leads that we scraped and got from Shopify, only 3 had emails. So these are the 3 leads that we are generating first lines for them. Over here, you can see the personalized first lines that we generated using Gemini. And we went ahead to extract the website data to generate a lead magnet for these leads over here. So here you can see the long newsletter we generated for each lead. So that was the first one. Here's the second one. And here's the third newsletter we generated over here. Then we added the newsletter to a spreadsheet. Then we added the leads emails, first line, and the lead magnets to a spreadsheet and to our campaign on Lemlist. On Google Sheet, you can see we added 3 extra leads over here. Here are the websites. Here's the business name, phone number, the email, the personalized first line that we generated for these leads, the lead magnet link. So you can open these links over here. Then we also added the search page URL for leads. Here you can see in our Google Docs files the lead magnets that we generated for each of our leads over here. This for this lead, and this is another lead magnet for an SEO agency in New York. And this is another lead magnet for this agency over here. Here. Then we went ahead and added our leads to on Lemlist. Now in Lemlist, in our lead list, you can see the 3 leads that we added over here. Here's the names, the email, the status, phone numbers, and their company name. So you can probably remove some of these columns over here. So I'll click on this setting right here. We can remove the LinkedIn column. You can also remove the deliverability column, and then include the lead magnet column, the icebreaker column right here, and then click on save, which is awesome. You can remove the lead score column, so let's remove it, and then click on save. Yeah, so now we have all this info over here. So we have the names, email addresses, status, phone number, company name, the personalized first line, and the lead magnet link. So I'll click on sequences to go back to our emails, so we can add these variables to our email campaigns. So here we're going to start by adding the personalized first line. To do that, just add 2 curly braces over here, and then here we can add the icebreaker over here. And then for the lead magnet, we're going to add it right here. So I'll add 2 curly braces, then click on lead magnet over here to add our lead magnet. So if we had their first name, to add their first name right here, just add 2 curly braces and I can pick first name right here to add their first name. So this is our first email that we're going to send our leads. And then there's anything else we can add over here. So on the second email, you can add their first name right here. So we can delete this, add 2 curly braces to add their first name over here. And then for the lead magnet, you can add it over here. So I'll search for the lead magnet and click on it. And I don't think there's anything else you can add. Now you can confirm if our emails are perfect and if everything looks good. If everything looks perfect, you can click on lead list, confirm if everything is okay, and then if everything looks perfect, click on launch. So here's where we're going to launch our emails right here. So here you can verify if the emails are looking great for each and every single lead. Right here. So on each and every single lead, you can see we added our personalized first line that we generated using Gemini over here. And then we're also adding the link to our lead magnet over here for each and every single lead over here. So this is a personalized first line for this lead, and this is a lead magnet for this lead that we generated using our automation. And then same with our third lead. Here's the personalized first line, and this is the lead magnet that we generated for them, which is awesome. We're also adding the link to the lead magnet on our follow-up email for each of our leads over here. You can see. Now here, it's telling us that we do not have the first name variable, so we can go back to sequences over here, and then you can remove the first name variable, just leave it as is, and then go back to launch. Right here. We probably added first name and our second email too. So click on sequences and click on the second email. You can remove it over here. You can remove the first name variable and click on launch. So now you can see it's perfect, and now we can send our emails over here. So now one last thing I'll do is I'll remove this space over here on this email, so we don't have a nice breakup for this email. So you can delete the space and then click on launch. Click on save changes and continue. Now you can see that our emails look great and they're ready to send. Now to launch these emails to our leads, all you have to do is click on the launch for the release over here to launch our email. You'll have the option to choose the intervals that you'd like to send the emails to the leads. So after you send the first email, you can choose to send the second email to the second lead 30 minutes later or 1 hour later. You can also choose to schedule the launch over here if you're interested in scheduling the launch. But if you want to launch the campaign, just click on launch for the 3 leads over here, and the emails will be sent to your leads. So automation works perfectly. Here we're grabbing a search term that we added to our search term sheet in our spreadsheet. Then we're scraping leads using the search term and getting the leads using this module right here. Then we're scraping their website to find their email address. Then we're filtering the leads if we found an email. And then we're generating the leads that we found the email, a personalized first line. Then we're proceeding to extract the website data to generate a newsletter using Gemini. And then we're adding the newsletter to a Google spreadsheet as a lead magnet. And then we're adding the leads data with their email, personalized first line, and the lead magnet to a spreadsheet right here, and to a campaign on Lamlist to launch the campaign. In our spreadsheet, you can see we added our leads over here. We added their website, business name, phone number, email, personalized first line, and then link to their lead magnet. And these are the lead magnets that we generated using AI for each of our leads over here. And then after adding their data and the lead magnet to a spreadsheet, we are adding them to a campaign on Lamlist. And then in Lamlist, here we've created a sequence of emails that we'd like to send the leads over here. Here's the first email, here's the second email. So we're sending 1 day later. And then here are the leads that we added using automation over here. And then we're launching the campaign to our leads over here on Lamlist by clicking on launch for 3 leads using the simple automation that we created on Make. Now, if you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create using Make.com, just comment down below in the comment section. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.